tribe, and Robert and his family were members of the Crow Reservation and therefore had the rights to hunt on their land. The specific spot the boys were going to be hunting was Black Canyon, a particularly steep and rugged area. But Robert was well equipped for this type of environment because he had previously served in the United States Marine Corps in their Special Operations Unit, which would have meant he would have received a very high level of outdoor survival training. Perfect for living up in the mountains. Robert's sons had apparently learned a lot from him and were very confident outdoorsmen as well. They arrived at the reserve on September 19th and immediately headed out to do some bow and arrow. Their plan was the two boys would break off from their father and head over to the edge of the canyon and attempt to drive elk down into the valley so their dad could take a shot at them. But late in the afternoon, the two teenage boys had not seen a single elk, and so it was getting to be time to head back to the prearranged meeting spot. So they packed up their stuff and they headed there. The boys make it to the meeting area, and their father, Robert, is not there. So they sit down and they begin to wait. An hour goes by, 2 hours goes by, 3 hours goes by, still no sign of their dad. They can't get in touch with him. They have no cell phone service. And so they're thinking to themselves, okay, worst case scenario, he got turned around and he'll have to spend the night out in the cold. But he's got warm winter clothes on, he knows what he's doing, he'll be fine. So as the sun was setting, the boys did finally leave to go tell authorities that their dad was, lost in Black Canyon. So
they killed their dad in the woods.
It was just not registering to them that this could be life-threatening, that something really bad happened to their dad. He was just a Superman figure to them that just did not cross their mind. Authorities launched a search that night that includes the use of helicopters with thermal imagers doing low flyovers of the entirety of Black Canyon. Thermal imagers pick up the heat signature, and so anyone that is alive gives off the heat signature. And so at night, if you were flying overhead and you saw a person in the middle of a canyon where there's virtually nothing else around them, they would stand out like a bright light. But that night, the helicopters combed all over Black Canyon, and they never saw Robert. However, authorities would say that this guy is trained, former special operator. He probably might have found shelter, so he could be inside the cave.
That's not it. No, I just saw it. It's right there. I thought I just put it in there since it wasn't.
But the next day, despite bringing out hundreds of searchers and bloodhounds, and people on horseback, and more helicopters, and planes flying overhead, no sign of Robert. Several weeks and still not finding any sign of Robert, they ultimately called it off. The family was obviously crushed, but more than that, they were just dumbfounded. The idea that something bad had happened to Vincent and Robert, it just didn't add up for them. And so after the official search was terminated, they would continue to make trips into Black Canyon looking for their father, their husband. But unfortunately, like all the searchers, they never found any trace of him and eventually accepted that he was gone. 1 year later, in October of 2005, a hunter who didn't know anything about Robert Springfield or the fact that he had disappeared, this hunter is in Black Canyon, the same area where Robert Springfield had disappeared. And this hunter is walking through this really dense forest. He's all alone.
It looks cool so far.
Hunter, and he's not on a path. He's just kind of combing through the woods. He starts to hear what sounds like a crow.
What else is still in front of you?
At first, it doesn't really register with him. It's only in retrospect that he recalls this sequence of events. As he kept walking on, the screeching intensified.
Oh, this pug like his mom.
Not ignore it. And so he stopped and turned to listen to the screeching crow, and he couldn't see through the dense forest. You could tell it was in that general direction. This hunter said as soon as he stopped, and he turned and began actively listening to this crow, he had this weird sensation that the crow was trying to actively communicate with him. It was a very strange experience. He had never had anything like it in his entire hunting career, and he spent lots of time outdoors. And so he felt like he had to go over to see what was going on with this crow. And so he starts walking towards the crow. He still can't see it. It's very thick vegetation, and he's getting closer and closer, and he gets to a place where he can just barely see this crow. It's in a clearing. There is this large tree stump right in the middle of the clearing, and this tree stump is not short. It's like 6, 7, 8 feet high in the air. It looks like this tree had broken in the middle and fallen over, and this crow is sitting on the top of this kind of gnarled stump. And the crow is just incessantly screeching, and from this hunter's perspective, he can see the crow. And as the hunter is looking at this crow, the crow suddenly turns and looks directly at the hunter, and it recognizes the hunter and see the crow. The crow stops screeching and is just staring directly at the hunter. And this hunter would say he felt so unsettled by the sudden behavior of the crow, because it was almost like confirming the crow was looking for him, and now he had found him. He stopped screeching and was looking at him. The bird continued to stare silently at the hunter, to the point where the hunter felt compelled to walk out of the vegetation into the clearing to kind of confront the crow. So he stepped into the clearing, and the crow the whole time is not screeching anymore, just looking at the hunter. And the hunter's standing in the clearing, and he looks at the crow, and the crow suddenly looks straight down. The hunter follows the crow's gaze down to the ground, and he sees at the base of the tree is a human skull. And the hunter's so taken aback by this, he looks back up at the crow, who's looking at him again, and the whole situation is so terrifying to the hunter that he just makes a note of where he is, and he runs. As soon as the hunter got out of the woods and was back in cell phone reception, he called authorities. Authorities showed up, and he showed them on the map where he had discovered this crow and this skull next to a tree. And sure enough, the authorities make their way out, and they find the skull right under this tree. When they walked up to the tree stump, they discovered it was not just a human skull, it was also a human femur bone right next to the skull, and then next to that was a set of boots that had been placed right next to them, neatly next to one another, and then next to that was a belt that had been tightly wound up and placed next to the boots, and then next to that was a jacket that was not folded, but was balled up, and inside of the jacket was a wallet containing cash and Robert Springfield's ID cards. The authorities launched a search in that area to look for the rest of Robert's remains, but unfortunately they were never recovered. Also, his bow and arrows were never found. The FBI was brought into the case because foul play was suspected, and they eventually determined that Robert must have been shot. And then later recanted that statement and said actually he was hit by a falling tree. But if he was struck by a tree, then where is the rest of him? Wouldn't it have been in that area? And then why were all of his things neatly stacked? Certainly he wouldn't have done that after getting hit by a tree. So
yeah, that's why, because the rest of him's not there is because he was outside and in the woods.
But despite how improbable it sounds, that is Julia Roberts who was hit by a falling tree. The family, along with many other people, believe he was attacked by someone or something up in those mountains. But if he had been attacked, his sons would have heard the struggle because they were in an area where sound was very well.
By crabs. That shit is crazy.
Why didn't they take the money out of his wallet? Also, where Robert's remains had been found was very close to where his original campsite had been with his two sons on the night he had gone missing. And so it was firmly located inside of the initial search grid. Meaning, had he been under a tree or been left for dead by some attacker in that area, he would have been found in those first couple of weeks that they were looking before the search was terminated. So the fact that he wasn't found means either hundreds of people didn't see him, including a helicopter with thermal imager, or he wasn't there until after the search was terminated. And if so, where was he? And perhaps the weirdest aspect of this entire case is the claim by this hunter that a crow apparently lured him over
y'all
to the
previous to this
to this one,
y'all see that we got our whole audio thing set up, and it's now in the works. Everything is gravy.
About what actually happened to Robert, I don't know. So that's going to do it, guys. If you found the secret in today's episode, let us know in the comments what it is and where you found it. So give us the timestamp. And if you're the first to do that, we will pin you at the top of the comments section. If you enjoyed today's video and you haven't done this already, please give the like button VIP access to the King of the Cow roller coaster at Six Flags Great Adventure, New Jersey. And once they get to the top, manually turn off the ride and close the park. Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly 3, 4, even 5 video uploads. If you want to get in touch with me, you can direct message me on Instagram or on Twitter. My username for both platforms is the same. It's JohnBallin416. I also have a ton of content over on TikTok where my username is Mr. Ballin. If you have a story suggestion, please submit it to our subreddit just called Mr. Ballin. It's linked in the description below. So whether I see you on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Reddit, YouTube, or some combination, just know that I really appreciate your support, and until next time, that's going to do it. See you.
Oh my goodness. Baby, you got so much more room on your board.
Every year, hundreds of people go missing under baffling conditions inside the woods of North America. I'm talking about people being right in front of someone and then in a second they're gone and they're never found again. Or somebody goes missing and then they're found again, but in a location that's impossible to get to. One former police detective named David Politis has investigated thousands of these strange disappearances, and he documents what he finds in his incredible book series called Missing 411. Today we're going to look at 3 of his cases that even amongst strange disappearances, these stand out as particularly bizarre. But before we get into today's stories, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious deliberative story format, then you've come to the right channel, because that's all we do, and we upload 3, 4, even 5 times every week. So if that's of interest to you, please offer to make the like button a hot pocket, but don't let it stand in the microwave for 2 minutes. Instead, serve it to them immediately, so that when they bite into it, they are met with the tongue-scalding cheese lava flow with it. Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads. Alright, let's get into today's stories. In the evening hours of January 12, 2016, 18-year-old Dylan Parker was attending a party in his hometown of Osborne, Idaho. Towards the end of the night, Dylan decided he wanted to leave the party, but it was snowing and cold outside, so he called his mom and he asked her if she would come pick him up at the gas station just down the road from the house he was at. His mother would say it was obvious Dylan had been drinking because he was slurring his words, but at the time, even though she was upset about it because he was underage, she thought, you know what, it's cold, it's snowing, I just want to get my kid home safe and we'll deal with this tomorrow.
If anybody get home
He hopped in the car and began driving to this gas
a
station.
line in the background is this dude whose neck is cocked, and I wonder who that is.
Totally panicked and scared, and he's asking his mom, you know, where are you? Where are you, Mom? And she's telling him, I'm going to be there in a minute. I'm just down the road.
Right.
Calm down. I'll be there in a minute. And then he hung up. When she got to the gas station, he wasn't there. She tried calling him back. His phone was off. She got out of the car and went into the gas station and asked if they'd seen her son. And they said
figure out who it is.
She got back in the car and she told him for about 30 minutes.
Black guy is?
Both of them.
There was no sign of him. She still couldn't get in touch with him. His phone
The black guy's
was still
right
off.
there.
And she just had this bad
No, right
feeling
underneath the
something
end.
happened to him, so she called the police. The police
And then there's another line in that door that leads
to nigga.
Right.
They interviewed the people who were there, and everybody said,
And then, but there's another line on that door that leads to a dude whose head is cocked sideways, but everybody else is
10
straight.
days later, Dylan's body was found in an area nobody was searching.
Right?
In fact, it was
That's...
found by accident by 2 people.
Is that
Yo,
right?
they talking about the line in the door?
The line in the door, because the N is for nigga, and if you follow the N for nigga down, you find the black man, right? But the lady at the store, the lady when I was at the place was like, you know, that line is a noose, and then I just happened to
It also sounds for news too, man.
right, but then I look and there's another line in the door leading to another person whose head is cocked to the side, like he's actually being hung.
That dude right there at the top.
You see the line going straight down to his thing and his head turned?
To walk in the other direction towards the
I see a dude looking down. The one that's looking down?
towards darkness, where there's no light.
No, the one that's looking up. He's not at the top. There's somebody looking down.
No, that guy right there.
Yeah, he's looking down at him. But look, there's another.
Everybody like they hooking is in him.
People would have made tracks. And from the time Dylan went missing
stabbed
until
in the
he was
head.
found,
But there's no. But look, because there's a line right here, and that line goes to that dude with his head cocked.
They would still be there when
I'm just, conspiracy theories and bullshit.
It looked like he looking at this other dude get home.
Tire tracks,
Maybe.
nothing. It was as if someone had dropped him out of the
Either that or he just got stabbed or something, because he definitely falling over.
Where's my computer?
And so you would think for him to make it all the way up to this spot on the hillside through rough,
It doesn't look like he killed him over though.
through a forest, that you would expect his socks to be totally ruined and his feet to potentially be cut up. But his socks were clean and his feet
Black
were
guy.
injured. This led
It's a
investigators to
two-man
believe
wall on
Dylan must have somehow made his way to that spot on the hillside in that forest without leaving any tracks. And then once he was there,
Yeah, something just happened to that nigga, because why the hell is these two motherfuckers all of a sudden looking to the side and shit, like everybody's like, all these motherfuckers
in that immediate area where he took them off. While he determined
like, all these motherfuckers is looking.
The deputy coroner, David,
And all of a sudden these two motherfuckers is looking up like, and this motherfucker is falling over like, nigga, hold on. Yeah, y'all motherfuckers, this is slick, y'all thinking it is.
But the county never reinvestigated Dylan's case, and in fact, they went on to fire David Roos, the coroner, saying he was no longer qualified
next to him was looking at him.
David says they fired him to keep him quiet.
If something like that was happening right next to him, you would think that motherfucker would be looking towards him too.
Hold on, let me see that, because the black guy's not in
Dustin
this
Self was born and raised in Piedmont, Oklahoma, which is a small community just northwest of Oklahoma City. Growing up, Dustin had always been kind of a mediocre performer with so-so grades, didn't take things too seriously, but in his senior year, he discovered weightlifting. It seemed to give his life a much-needed sense of purpose, and it really kind of helped him organize all aspects of his life. So by the time he was graduating, he was not only in great physical shape, he had also managed to raise all of his grades up significantly, and he seemed to be on a path to success. But interestingly, after high school, he didn't pursue higher education, he didn't go get a job, he didn't try to spend more time with friends and family. Instead, he decided he wanted to go live in the wild. His family believed this was due to his obsession with the Hollywood film Into the Wild, which is about the true story of Christopher McCandless, who gives up a promising career to go live off in the wilds of Alaska. Christopher would ultimately die in the wilds of Alaska after eating a poisonous plant, or some say he died from starvation. So about a year after Dustin's high school graduation,
this guy that I keep calling a black guy is just a fat white guy.
2015, he finally felt like he was ready to go.
But they added extra people into this picture.
So he told his family he was going to go on this cross-country road trip, stopping at different points.
But other people are cut out, so I wonder if these guys that got cut out in different sections got put in different places.
Accepted it and said, just be really careful. So in early March, Dustin heads out on this road trip, and nobody hears from him until March 15th. He calls his parents and says, I'm in this tiny town called Fields, Oregon, and I'm at a gas station. Everything's going great, nothing to worry about. The very next day, Dustin called his ex-girlfriend and told her he was lost on a mountain. And his ex-girlfriend said she couldn't really understand what he was saying, and she was actually at the airport about to board a plane, so it was noisy, and she stepped into a bathroom to hear him more clearly, but even as she's hearing him, what he was saying just wasn't making any sense. He was talking about this mountain he was lost on, and he was referencing that there were people that were after him, and it was just very confusing, and before she could get any more clarifying information from Dustin, he hung up, and then she couldn't get back in touch with him. So she calls Dustin's father, and she tells him that she had this really weird conversation with Dustin, where he said he's lost on this mountain, and even though I didn't really understand what he was telling me, he sounded really, really scared. Dustin's father thanked her, and then spent the rest of the day trying to get in touch with his son, but every time he called, it just went straight to voicemail. The next day, when he still hadn't heard from his son, he called the police. The police did not have a great idea of where to start looking for him, because Dustin did not specify to his ex-girlfriend what mountain he was actually lost on. All they had was his last known location, which was that gas station in Fields, Oregon. So they went to that gas station, and he wasn't there, and they asked the people that worked there if they remembered Dustin, and they didn't, and no one knew anything about him. And so after that, they just had to wait for more leads to come in, because they couldn't just, search all the mountains in Oregon for Dustin. They would never find him. A month later, after no one's heard from Dustin, a ranch hand who was living in a very rural section of Oregon, not far from the gas station in Fields, Oregon, discovered Dustin's truck parked precariously on the edge of this road inside of a canyon. It was abandoned, but inside were Dustin's GPS, some food, and some energy drinks. His backpack that contained his sleeping bag and his tent were missing. There was a comprehensive search done around where the truck had been found, but after a couple of days, nothing had been found, and the search was terminated. The area around where Dustin's truck was found was very hilly and rocky, but there weren't that many trees, which meant
the one that I thought was
on one of the different mountains in the area,
and the guy
you'd be
he's
able to very
looking at
easily look out and
is
actually see the
looking at
road.
shit.
And so the searchers were asking themselves,
So Sam Adams is the guy who I thought was getting hung.
Is look over there, and there's a road, and therefore
who's
there's
down
help.
at
6 months later, a hunter was up in those mountains near where Dustin's truck was
Arthur
found,
Middleton.
and he was actually moving through one of these small sections of
Somebody who signed the Declaration of Independence in South Carolina.
And he's kind of stalking through these trees, and he gets
That's
to
the
an
guy who
opening
looking
where
down
he looks
who
down and he
say he's
stops.
getting hung.
Because underneath the bush is an obviously dead man not wearing any clothes.
I don't know, he didn't say anything about getting hung.
It looks like his head is stuck in the ground.
And the guy I thought was a
When the
black
hunter walks over to
guy.
get a better look, it looks like this guy must have pushed his head into a hole in the ground before he succumbed to whatever killed him. The hunter leaves and tells police. Police show up, they search the area, and they find a jacket nearby, inside of which is a wallet that contains Dustin's ID cards, as well as Dustin's car keys. The body was Dustin's. Dustin was located 9 miles away from where his truck had been parked on that road, and nowhere in the area did they find a campsite. They actually never found his backpack, that contained the tent or the sleeping bag, so they think he never set up camp, but they don't know where his supplies went. After Dustin's family found out what happened to him, his father would say, I just don't understand why he didn't seek shelter in his vehicle. It was parked on the road, he wasn't that far away. Heck, he could have run those 9 miles. He was in great physical shape, and in theory, he would have known where he parked it.
I don't know, his name was Robert Morris.
He could have just walked to the edge of the mountain and looked out and seen the road it was parked on. So the family just couldn't understand his decision-making. Investigators would say there was no indication Dustin was trying to hurt himself and foul play was ruled out. So what was it that caused Dustin to abandon his car and walk 9 miles uphill?
So it's not a black guy in the back of the $2 bill and nobody's getting hung.
Man, that motherfucker just lying like a motherfucker.
The only thing that could be determined...
I just looked at the original pan, baby.
Somebody's still lying.
His body was in decomposition. Coroner said, don't know for sure. So like all the other missing 411 cases, we're left with lots of questions and not a lot of answers. In 2010, Jan McAbee was living with her husband Bruce in a town called Lima, Ohio, which is approximately 80 miles southwest of Lake Erie. While Jan had built a successful career as a booking agent for musicians, bands, and entertainers, her real passion was deer hunting. So, on September 29th of that year, right after deer hunting season had opened in Ohio, Jan decided to go out on a hunt. That morning had been cold and damp and gray, but by that afternoon, when Jan was getting ready to go, the temperatures had risen and the sun had come out. Jan's preferred method of hunting was to sit and watch from a tree stand, which is a ladder that you put in the woods that sits about 15 feet high. She would sit up there with her bow and arrow and wait to take a shot when a deer came by. Around 5 p.m. She was leaving, and she made it to her tree stand by about 5:30. The forest she was going to be hunting in was one she was very familiar with, and it was not very remote. There were a couple houses.
And this is Ohio, and not far from us.
There were some agricultural areas, and her nephew actually went to high school.
That's a 411 case.
But from the tree stand where she was sitting, all she could see around her. Shortly after Jan sat down, she started texting with one of her friends on the BlackBerry.
I'm pretty sure there's a couple of them now.
Here, there weren't any, and then she'd go back to texting. The whole time this is happening, Jan could hear birds and crickets and squirrels and all the sounds of the forest all around her. A little after 6 p.m., her texting conversation with her friend reached a natural conclusion, so she went back to just kind of sitting in the tree stand.
Nope, I don't know that.
By about 6:20 p.m., she still hadn't seen any deer, and she was starting to get bored.
Oh, shit.
So she decided she would take a selfie. She picked up her BlackBerry, took the selfie, and as soon as she was done, she became aware that the forest had suddenly gone completely quiet. No squirrels, birds, or crickets, just complete silence. And she knew, as a hunter, the only time this happened was when a large predator was in the area and all the other animals were quiet. But Jan would later say there was just something different about this silence. It was so sudden and so complete that it scared her. And she wound up sending another text message to that friend she'd been texting earlier that said, the woods just went completely silent. Very odd. As soon as Jan hit send on that text message and lowered her phone, she immediately became aware of something about 20 feet away in the tree that was right across from her. And she said it was the most unusual and terrifying thing she had ever seen. Moving left to right through the branches was this thing that she described as like a visual distortion. She said it was like looking across pavement on a really hot day and seeing that mirage, except this one looked like it was alive, like it had mass, like it was a see-through person that had been wrapped in saran wrap. So Jan thinks it's a floater in her eyes, so she rubs her eyes, and when she looks up, this thing has now moved down a branch closer to her, and has stopped, like it's perched on the branch, staring at her, and Jan's horrified, but she knows she wants to document it, so she grabs her phone, and she raises it up, and she takes a picture on her BlackBerry right as this thing kind of disappears behind the tree and vanishes. Just seconds after this thing disappeared, all the sounds in the forest came back. The birds, the squirrels, the crickets, it was all back to normal, but Jan was really shaken up because she just could not make sense of what she saw. So she just continued to stare in the general direction of where this thing was for several minutes, until finally she felt like it was safe again, at which point she brought her phone up to look at the picture she had taken. When she looked at it, it looked like a blurry mess, and so she thought, oh, I blew it, I put my hand over it, or my hair got in the way of it, or something, but at the same time she's thinking to herself, but my hair didn't get in the way of it, and I very clearly held it out in front of me, and know that I was looking at my phone when I took it, and I had a clear shot of this thing, so I don't really understand how this photo got so messed up. But after looking at the picture for a little while, she started to kind of laugh at herself, you know, the idea that she'd just seen a saran wrap person running through the treetops. She just felt like that didn't happen. It must have been in my head. And as for this picture, I probably just blocked the lens and that's it. That night when Jan got back to her house, she did not tell her husband Bruce about what happened to her in the tree stand because, again, she's telling herself it was all in her head. They have dinner, they clean up, they sit down in the living room, and they're both on their phones, and they're just kind of scrolling through the internet and their emails, and at some point, Bruce reacts to something he's reading. He makes a sound. And Jan hears him and says, "Oh, what are you looking at?" And he said, "You know, I just got a really interesting email from our nephew, the one that goes to school down the road." He said that today they were outside for band practice, and at some point all of them turned to look at the forest, and there was a bright circular light that was kind of hovering in the forest, and I guess they all stared at it for about 5 or 10 seconds, and then at some point the light kind of went back into the forest, and they didn't know what to make of it. And I guess one of his classmates said that a year before the exact same thing happened, and it apparently scared their instructor so badly that they canceled rehearsal and went inside because of it. As Jan is listening to her husband read this email, she's sitting up, her heart is racing, and as soon as he finishes, she says, "What time did he say that happened?" Bruce picked up how intensely she was asking him. So he looked at the email, looked back at his wife, and was like, "It was between 7:50 and 8. Why?" At this point, Jan revealed everything that had happened to her while she was hunting, seeing that visual distortion in the trees that looked like a figure of some kind, and she would tell him that the forest she was in was the same one their nephew was claiming to have seen, this circular light floating inside.
First again,
she told him she tried to take a picture of the thing she saw, but the picture didn't come out. Her husband, who is an optical physicist, therefore an expert on analyzing the picture,
I'm trying to get my picture to hang straight.
As soon as he looked at the image, the first thing he
Can you
asked
hear us
was,
now?
"Did your hair get
Everything good now on the
She said, "No, I was
audio?
a foot away from my head, and my
That's
hair
pretty
was
good,
in a
right?
ponytail and a ball cap, so that can't be."
I feel like it's still not straight. It's still
Again,
not
and he
straight.
asked her, "Well, did you put your finger over the lens, maybe?" And she said, "Yeah, I might have. I don't think I did, but it's certainly possible." And so not really thinking much of this picture, he decides before giving the phone back to just check the resolution of the image, because whenever he would examine a picture, that was something he would do. He discovered it turns out Jan's BlackBerry was only capable of taking pictures in 3 distinct resolutions, indicating the size of the image could only come in small, medium, or large. And this picture she had taken of this thing she saw in the trees was a resolution size that was not small, medium, or large. It was some random size that the phone was actually not capable of producing. And so he asked his wife, like, "Did you manipulate your resolution settings?" She said, "No, I don't even know how to do that." So Bruce looked at the other couple of pictures she had taken that day, and all of those fell into the small, medium, or large resolution size. It was just this one picture that was a total anomaly. And so Bruce was suddenly really intrigued by this image and by his wife's story, and so he continued to study the image, and he kept asking his wife questions about, how she was positioned in the tree stand, and where the sun was, and how far away this thing was, and everything about the whole layout. And eventually Bruce started conducting experiments to see if he could duplicate this image his wife had created. He got pretty scientific about it, and he could not duplicate it. Ultimately, because Bruce trusts his wife did not alter the photo in any way, and he trusts his wife as being truthful about what she experienced in the tree stand, what she saw, and based on his years of being an optical physicist, Bruce believes whatever was in the trees distorted this image. That even if she had put her finger over the lens, which he doesn't think she did, and she doesn't think she did, the picture resolution was altered in such a way that something had to have an effect on it. There was a third-party effect on this picture. If you're interested in reading all of Bruce's scientific findings about this picture, I have included his write-up that he posted online in the sources below. So that's going to do it, guys. If you found the secret in today's episode, let us know in the comments what it is and where you found it, so give us a timestamp. And if you're the first to do that, we will pin you at the top of the comments section. If you enjoyed today's video and you haven't done this already, please offer to make the like button a hot pocket, but instead of letting it stand in the microwave for 2 minutes, serve it immediately so when they bite down, they're met with the tongue-scalding cheese lava flow. Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications.
Look, they even got
so
things to hang stuff.
weekly 3, 4, even 5 video uploads. If you want to get in touch with me, you can direct message me on Instagram.
Oh gosh, no, they're picture hangers.
Same as John Ballin 416. I also have a ton of content over on TikTok where my username is Mr. Ballin. If you have a story suggestion, please submit it to our Mr. Ballin. It's linked in the description. So whether I see you on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, YouTube, or some combination, just know that I really appreciate your support. And until next time, that's going to do it.
Picture hangers.
Picture hangers.
I do it in school sometimes if the lesson gets boring, but it's harder to do it in rewrite than in school. We turned off the main road onto an old bumpy one. There were no streetlights and it was very dark. There wasn't any moon in the sky and I was glad, especially that there wasn't a full moon, because werewolves only come out when the moon is full. Not that there's really any such thing as werewolves. I know there isn't. But still, it was better that there was no moon. Mouse leaned close and whispered, "This is old Sleepy Hollow Road." That's where the
I don't know what my remote is, baby.
I pretended we weren't on Sleepy Hollow Road. I wished I was home in my bed with the covers over my ears. I don't know why I ever came on this hayride in the first place. As we got closer to the church, I heard the noise. It couldn't possibly be.
Proceed to checkout.
There isn't any such thing as the public grocery. I know that. The next time I heard the noise, there was a flash in the sky. Oh no! It was thundering. We were going to have a storm.
Man, not mess up my damn
out
charger,
in the
cat.
open, I thought. Out in a dumb old hay wagon. The lightning will probably scare the horses and they'll run right into the woods.
I'm happy.
Where the headless horseman will be waiting.
I like my little poster.
Oh shit, you got that one on too. That's what's up.
I couldn't stand it anymore. The only thing to do was bury myself under the hay. Then I'd be safe. Safe from the lightning and the horses running wild in the terrible dark woods and the horses.
How did you doing, beautiful?
Sheila,
You're just a pearl. Look at that pretty
Sheila,
boy.
come out of there.
Is he a pretty boy?
Crazy or something? He tried to dig me out of the hay, but I wouldn't.
Stop looking at your pretty face.
Why should I come out? Let Mouse and the others get struck by lightning. Let them fall out of the
Yeah,
wagon
straight
and
to
the
sleep
horses
too.
run
That's
wild.
crazy.
Them get lost in the woods with their headless horsemen. Denise,
Went straight to sleep.
Denise, help me.
Cause he a big
Under the
baby.
hay and she won't
He a
come
big
out.
baby.
I kept my legs in.
Okay.
They weren't going to get me.
Yeah, they keep telling me we need another baby. We need another baby boy. Until you met my baby. Until you met my baby. Oh, my little baby boy.
What do you think you're doing? It's going to rain. I'm just getting ready for it.
Can you read? No. Is it, do you believe in UFOs or not?
Do you believe UFOs are not? Believe UFOs are not real.
You can say that again.
That's he making a statement.
Oh, do you believe UFOs are not
He said,
real?
believe UFOs are not real.
I mean, the chances that we're the only things in the universe are very, very small, and to think that we are, I don't know, to think that you're the only thing that matters is, you know, small-minded. So there's probably something out there. I mean, I ain't never seen it. Actually, no, I've seen 3 UFOs. I ain't never seen an alien, but I've seen 3 things in the sky where I was like, that's an alien. The last one was actually so scary that I hid from it. Oh God, it was so fucking crazy. Okay, so here's the story. Here's the fucking story, okay? Oh God. Okay, so one of my homegirls come up from North Carolina. I don't never see her. She come up from North Carolina and she shoot a music video, right? And she like, come over and watch my music video. And I'm like, cool, I'll come over and watch your music video, right? And so I go somewhere that I don't never ever go because it's one of her friends' house and I don't never go there. So we go there, we watch her shit, and then we leaving. And as we leaving, my husband get in the car and she like, have you ever just looked up at the stars? Look up at the stars with me, because she's drunk as fuck, right? And I'm like, fuck these stars. Let's go camping in Arizona. We can see some real stars. And she's like, no, just look up with me. And we look up, and it's like 8 bright lights in a triangle right above us. And they not supposed to be there. They too close, too bright, too circular. And we look at them. And we look at each other and we look back. And I had this feeling in my gut that they saw me. So I hid. Like, what happened? The fucking thing just took off. It just took off like...
That don't make no sense either. Like, why do you think it's something on other places, but they don't come here? Why would they not come here? I mean, of course, so why wouldn't they keep an eye on us? Like, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, they would keep an eye on something that seems like it's going off the rails a little bit. Like,
but so the shit take off, and when it take off, my homegirl, she runs after it. Right? She sees it, it takes off. She takes off after it. Me, I slide in between two cars and duck. And I just hold myself. And when it happened, like my husband see me duck, he see her run, so he jump out the car thinking something going down. And we like, no, we just saw a spaceship.
I got that bitch ready to fight. I thought it was some other shit that was happening.
No, it was just aliens, baby. It was just aliens. But like that tells you what type of, like, I don't know, because it was when we both saw it and it took off. I felt like it had been there for a minute and it took off because we both was looking at it, and I got this feeling in my guts like it can see you. So
identifying flying objects.
Maybe, right. Okay, no, maybe it was a group of 8 airplanes floating right above us, hovering for several seconds before taking off. Like, maybe
that shit been happening a lot of news. Yesterday, some space debris from some fucking rocket.
The fucking SpaceX rocket.
Man, that shit looked crazy as hell. Like, I would have been like, hey, if them motherfuckers would have said it was space debris, I'd have been like, some aliens up there, they coming to see about something.
Baby, a tattoo came with my fucking. Look. Yeah, it came with my screws.
What?
This came with my screws. It was in here with the directions.
Yeah, that's funny.
And I think we're it.
Not funny is the fact that I can't even get these motherfuckers.
Sorry, baby. I just stepped on Dexter's feet. But yeah. Maybe you're bad at listening to stories.
Alright, man. You just not
like,
looking hard
because the only thing,
you in denial,
like what it looks like to me is like lanterns, like floating lanterns. That's how circular they were, you know, like, but they were really, really high up, and the way they were just floating there until they just took off. Like, I'm telling, like, I looked at it, I looked at her, we looked back at it, and it took off. And I hid like a little bitch, because guess what? Guess who don't got time to get abducted? Me. I had to go to work the next day. I don't got time for that shit. She gonna run out. You gonna run after a spaceship. Oh God! But see, you see, she the real one. No, she was drunk. She was drunk as fuck for real. Like, I was so happy I was with her because I was driving, so I wasn't drinking. She had been drinking the whole time. She had just put her music video out. She was like, you know. And then we saw it, and I was like, I am so happy. I'm so happy I was there with her so I could explain what had happened.
Good, whatever, but you know what I'm saying?
There are no bad episodes of X-Files.
What happens, happens. You know what I'm saying? Whether you think it's bad or not, like, you know what I'm saying? What happens. No matter whose opinion is shared with the situation. Whatever happened.
That was fucking crazy.
I'm pretty sure you got a story or two that
you ain't never
sound
seen a UFO?
like some bullshit your damn self.
Oh my goodness, you ain't never seen a UFO? Cause that shit have changed your life. I remember when I stopped looking at the stars because it made me feel tiny.
He just scared to admit it. You know,
no, because he act like he about it.
Hey, he was like he didn't look.
No, he jealous.
Got scared like, oh Lord, I ain't gonna tell nobody I seen this, and hopefully it go away.
It's one of those people. It's like one of those people who
acknowledge that shit.
What was that shit? Where it was like. It was that fucking book I was reading with the fairies, and the one boy could see the fairies, and he got mad at the other people. Well, the chick was like, "You just think you special because you can see fairies, and now you mad at anybody else who make you seem unspecial. You unspecial bitch." And he was like, "Oh, so is you mad because you ain't never seen a spaceship, and I got to see a spaceship?" No. Do aliens not fuck with black people, or do black people not fuck with the police? Because who you gonna tell about your aliens?
Aliens don't fuck with black people.
I'm just saying. Right. Who you gonna tell about your aliens? Who gonna believe? Black people know what happened.
That's the first people I'm gonna talk to is black people, because black people believe in every damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Black people believe in all kind of spirits.
Black people believe in Jesus and voodoo at the same damn time. What about air?
You ain't existed. You just ain't seen it.
Gravity.
You just ain't seen it yet. Like, that's all it is. Like, you just open your eyes.
There is known knowns and there is unknown knowns and there is unknown knowns.
Before something hit you, you better keep your eyes open.
I'm sorry, you can't say no.
Hey, keep your eyes open.
If you can't see it, it doesn't exist.
Like, hey, that's all I know. Like,
I can't see my kids right now, but I know they're in the other room. Well, are you a baby? Are you a baby?
That's the only people that common that's common sense to is children, babies,
real babies.
Like if you don't see it, it don't exist. It's only things that babies think.
Oh no! Or what's that thing called? Because there's like a disorder where people think that like they control.
It don't exist.
It's that thing where people think that they control the universe and that people like life is a simulation that loads up as you walk into it. Like there's nothing going on across the street at Michelle's house because we're not over there right now.
That motherfucker said, if I don't see it, it don't exist.
But you see what I'm saying?
Motherfucker ain't never seen gravity. Motherfuckers ain't never seen air. Motherfucker ain't never seen none of that shit. But swear it don't exist if you don't see it though.
I don't know. What else? What else can you not see? But it definitely exists.
Shit, carbon dioxide, that shit'll kill your dumb ass.
That shit will kill you, but you
ain't never seen it. Like, that motherfucker will kill your ass in your sleep, and I bet you won't never see it coming.
Oh, God. No, I feel like that's in the same realm as air, but still, I like that one.
You can't pay for alien ship gas.
Aliens use water for gas or solar panels.
Who said that? Right? Who said they even use gas? You narrow-minded motherfucker. You.
Petroleum is a faulty.
Narrow-minded head ass motherfucker. God. We should
have never went with the combustion
engine. As far as
engine.
we know, they motherfucking use 2% milk to get around this bitch. Like, you never fucking know. Like.
Okay, so my theory is that we learn how to turn water into fuel, and then we start mining asteroids as we travel through space, because a lot of asteroids is just made out of ice.
They use that one greasy shit that be on people's walls when they be possessed by demons.
I don't know if that's true.
What that says?
Hey Alexa, what's it called when you think the world only exists for you?
The world only exists.
She's like, fuck you, we're not getting into this.
Well, it's called being the fucking, what's the name?
It's called being Cartman.
It's called being the fucking, I can't even think of the damn name of this shit. It's called being a sociopath. That's what it's called. It's called being a sociopath.
That's not a sociopath. No, they understand that the world exists. They just don't care about it.
Yeah, well, that's what I think. That's exactly what I think.
No,
they know he know it exists. He just don't care.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about those people who don't.
Oh no! I'm talking about something. Yeah, the people that think the world exists for themselves. They got
the theory that the self is all that can be known to exist. Yeah, you're pretty bucket close.
They got a water bottle of gas.
Yes.
Man, the motherfucker.
And that's why they keep
stones together, clack. black, and then they turn their shit on, and the fucking shit just get the glowing and sparking into that shit. Ain't no telling what the fuck, man.
And we got a world that's like 80% water, and that's why they always around here looking at shit.
Ain't no telling what the fuck. Right.
And I feel like if a ship can go,
like, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like if a thing can go interstellar, it can definitely go in the water, and we can't look in what's in our fucking water. We don't know what's in our water, and I feel like there's a lot of fucking spaceships down there.
I think the reason why our spaceships ain't been getting into outer space is because them motherfuckers stopping them motherfuckers from getting there.
Hold on, I don't know how to say it. I don't want to say it out loud. Solipsism.
Is that what it is? Oh, solipsism.
I would have definitely said that.
Solipsism. Like, sew your lipsism. That's what it is. Sew your motherfucking mouth shit, because this shit ain't got shit to do with you.
That's my, like, people. I'm not an atheist. I'm agnostic, and I feel like there's something out there, but it ain't got shit to do with me. I got enough problems.
Motherfuckers ain't coming to fuck with me personally. They ain't blowing shit up around me. They ain't did shit up to me or around me, yo. It's not my time to learn about me yet. Shit.
What's up?
All I know is
I got a nephew named Duty.
There are about 70,000 languages per year go extinct. So we're losing our languages.
That's why I really like that fucking movie, Pandora, Avatar. I like space animals. Space animals are the coolest fucking thing.
I mean, but it ain't too many more planets that is like, what is it, 75% water, like?
No, how do you know the universe is so vast?
Well, from as far as my knowledge and reads, I feel like our planet is the only planet in this solar system
but
that's
check this out.
75%.
Now you're being, but that's a narrow-minded point of view.
Who knows, though?
Because think about this.
But I feel like when it comes to an explanation for why they come here, that's probably one of the best explanations, even though it is a narrow-minded.
No, not that.
They're the only people that got water.
Not the water thing. The fact that the carbon-based things that need water. There could be different creatures that evolved not from carbon. There could be nitrogen-based and gas-based fucking organisms. That
cold water.
Not even cold water. Creatures that don't need water at all.
Goop.
Like, space is fucking crazy.
It's probably a
Imagine going
on that shit that the kids be making, that damn slime shit. It's probably a whole planet run on slime. Like, you never know what the fuck.
And they don't have a digestive system. They're acid, and they absorb shit.
And they do their thing.
That's fucking crazy. Like even the way that aliens are portrayed as bipedal.
Jupiter's moon.
Europa.
It's covered with miles of water. Okay.
Did they find somebody on it?
It's not habited though. Is it habited?
Oh my goodness! And then there's a whole thing because microscopic organisms, do they count as habitation?
Mr. Got all the answers. Like,
and then hold on, check this out.
Has they moon been habited by humans? Maybe it's something that we do into the water that's making it more efficient for them to use.
Babe.
Yes, ma'am.
Microscopic animals. Should we bring them back here? No, because we all saw life. Don't bring nothing back here. Okay, so look, space might hold all the answers, and it probably does for saving the human race because we fucked this shit up so bad we need to leave. Like, real talk.
Yeah,
but
we could probably contaminate this water to a point where, you know what I'm saying?
Where we're eating a credit card a week.
Oh yeah, I heard. Listen, I said something about that.
Bullshit like that. Like, we fucked up so bad here, we have to leave. But the idea of going to space used to be. I told you what ruling space for me was fucking Gundam Wing. You can't just die in space. Nobody's coming for you. Nobody's coming to get you if you die in space.
Not like dying in the ocean.
And then they still might not come get you.
Yeah, but it's a better chance.
I mean, it's a better chance that somebody
coming retrieved coming out the ocean than it
oh
is
my
coming out of
God!
space.
Did you see the deep fake? There's a deep fake of Nixon doing the speech, like it's a speech, or not Nixon. It might be Nixon, but it's a speech of saying, "Hey, the guys that went to the moon didn't make it. We can't get the thrusters to start, and we not going to get them. And those guys that went up to the moon for us is gonna die on the moon for us." And it's like a whole deep fake speech of.
I feel like No, it's been like
they made it
happen or it did happen.
No, like somebody actually like there was 2 speeches made because we didn't know what was going to happen, and then somebody did a fake Nixon voice, did the second speech, and then made a deep fake video of Nixon doing the Buzz Aldrin ain't coming home speech.
Right. I mean, ain't nobody saying that everybody want to come see us, but I'm just saying that they do come see us. Like, why would they not come see us? Like,
it's not that they wouldn't. I've seen them seeing us. So
I'm not saying that all aliens just come meet up here. Like, I'm just saying that every once in a while they do end up here. Like,
I'm saying that the effects of the nuclear wars have made us visible.
Some ways that we do things about us that make it to the point we on their air and they're on some of them's radar. If they in the area, they come through like shit.
I'm just saying that by using the mother boxes, we let the other planets know that we was ready for a higher form of war.
Man, and the government so sneaky about the shit, like they would never tell a motherfucker if they did come in contact for real with some motherfuckers that live other than on Earth. They wouldn't really tell a motherfucker that shit, like, cause you know what I'm saying, they plan on keeping the secrets of other planets to themselves, like.
Or was that the thing, or was that what they said about the Infinity Gauntlet? Fuck. Man, I'm mad. I thought I had it. I might have mixed 2 references together and just been an asshole.
When did that happen?
Just now, because that thing I said was supposed to be something somebody else said, but I think I mixed the Infinity Stones with the, like, no, it had to have been the other boxes. I don't know. I think I did it right. I'm cool. Yeah. It's the thing. That's the things that that Steppenwolf was trying to get in the Justice League. There was 3 of them.
Blue cube thing?
There was 3 of them. One was yellow, one was blue. But yeah, the blue one. The blue one is the one that the dad blew himself up for.
I remember them saying something about what's the name going after a blue box or blue cube.
It's a bunch of boxes. People going after boxes and stones. And oh no, that's the Tesseract.
That was right half the people to go. You say that until your ass the one that's on that click, like.
Here's my thing.
Until your ass the one that's gone, you motherfucking think that all you want to.
Thanos said half of life, but he didn't get rid of half of plants, so fuck him.
Yeah, because when you say half of life half of life, that means half of all living things, half of all things that consume energy, air, water to continue living. He should have, almost everything should have been gone.
Half of everything, which would have helped to nothing.
Half of motherfucking bugs, fucking
the
trees.
Birds did though. The birds did go though.
Half the birds on.
They did.
And all the universes is gone.
It's so funny when they first bring everything.
I hope they killed that damn shoe duck thing. No, I hope that motherfucker was gone. Like
when they first brought everybody back,
duck, prehistoric dinosaur duck thing. I hope that motherfucker's gone, cause that motherfucker, man.
They only got rid of half of them, baby.
I mean, that's fine with me. I wish half of them was gone any damn way.
Oh God, what was I just thinking about? Oh, when they first did the snapping shit, the first things that come.
Do I sound like a rapper?
You 2 look like rappers. I used to be a rapper.
Man, I can rap, but that's just something I can't do.
Like it's something most people can do.
Right, I mean rapping is not hard. Like rapping ain't that hard. Like it's just something that can be done. Like it's another thing.
Do we look like rappers because we have dreads?
Only another thing. That's that slight racism shit that.
Oh, what's it called?
Micro racism.
Micro racism. Don't be micro racism in me.
Cause I know I can do more than that. That's why I ain't tripping about it.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna pitch a show to Netflix. Okay. And it's gonna be about me, just being me, doing all the shit I want to do, you know, but being me.
Right, cause that's what that was. No, cause
Black as fuck.
Black as fuck. That's what that is.
Yeah, but I'm not him.
Black as fuck that's exactly what he do.
But I'm not him.
And in fact, that is
all black people rap because all black people got rhythm. It takes rhythm to rap. Like, most white people don't have that. I was deliberate about what I said when I said white people. I didn't micro racism it. I didn't try to put no little bullshit over the shit so it didn't seem like it. I told you exactly how I felt about it. And black people have rhythm. Not all white people do. That's why it's a lower percentage of y'all that do rap or at least do a good job at rapping.
Oh, you know who got rhythm? You know who can rap pretty good?
What's good with you, folk? What's the word, man?
Fucking Adele.
Adele can do what? Rap?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, she can rap Eminem songs.
Adele can sing and shit. She got a little rhythm to her. Like she can keep a rhythm. Stay on pace. Remember when people
they said, I ain't know Adele lost all that weight. That voice better still be fat.
Right, that voice better still sound fat. Like, yeah, that's funny. Remember when people had to sing, not just rap. And then rap came, and then people started rapping. Like, what is the point that you making? Like, I don't understand what the point is you making. Like, just because singing came first, you think that rapping shouldn't exist?
I don't think that singing came first.
I mean, that's what
maybe
he's saying. That's what it seems like he's saying. It seems like he's saying singing came, then rapping came. I don't understand. We just became multi-talented on the beat. Like, that's all it is. Like, we got very good rhythm. We can either sing on the beat, we can rap on the beat.
Or you can be Drake and
like,
do both.
Like you saying it like it's a bad thing. Like, you saying like...
Oh, man. Yeah,
I don't understand this guy. I don't understand what point he's trying to make. That we are multi-talented, I know that already. Like, you know what I'm saying? We show that in our everyday lives. Having to deal with motherfuckers like y'all.
Or killed in Tennessee's floods.
Anybody can talent. It takes talent to sing. I mean, that's what singing is. And singing is to a talking to a melody.
Sing, like, everybody can't rap either. I can't stand that everybody think that they can rap.
Everybody can't rap good either. I'm just saying, like, everybody can't sing good either. So
okay, so can we all?
If you think you one of the people, you might be one of the people. Like,
can we all stop lying to people? If people around you is trying to sing and can't sing, and if people around you is trying to rap and can't rap, can you tell them so we ain't got to deal with this shit?
Right. You need to be more honest with y'all friends. That's all I'm saying. God. Be more honest with people. Like,
it make me so mad. I can't stand niggas freestyling.
To sing. I mean.
Like,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, it don't really take. I mean, because you can learn to sing. Like, you can take classes and sing. Like, and that doesn't take talent to take classes. Like, I don't know. I mean, some people are naturally talented when it comes to singing. It's just like some people are naturally talented when it comes to rapping. Like, cause, you know what I'm saying? All it takes is to be able to think faster than you talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can think faster than you talk, or you can remember something, and have good enough memory to remember something, and a lot of something. Then you can be a rapper or maybe even a singer, you know what I'm saying? Just depends on how devoted you is to the craft. I mean, like, you can, like, if I wanted to be an R&B singer, like, I could just go be an R&B singer. I take some classes, get some voice lessons, and get it together, get an auto-tuner, and make some money off motherfucking putting out some shit, like. And it'll probably be shit because I'm not actually a singer, and, you know, I just paid my way through the situation, through the system, like, you know.
I really, really like Justin Bieber's new CD.
I haven't heard it. I ain't gonna be like, oh no, I don't like it. I haven't heard it for real, so who knows? It might be good.
Similar structures in the language, and sometimes it's surprising to people in the community also that they have to show that they're having grown up exposed to a lot of language in their home. Then Cherokee language is just completely new.
Yeah.
And quite a challenge, but to other people, very frustrating. There is
no.
Oh, I do.
Let it fly like a bird in the sky.
Take a turkey board.
That's my YouTube. Go check it out.
That is dope.
Sometimes hundreds of ways, and it changes the meaning of that word.
Oh God.
We say, go get something. If you're going to go get a glass of water, a liquid, it's different. Go get changes.
Oh.
Because we got tired of people kept coming in, and it would be like, people would keep coming in and keep coming in and keep asking. We was like, we'll just put a flag up, and we can continue our conversation.
Solid object.
I thought you was about to put it up there. But, I'm about to show. Lift my leg up and show.
I mean, if you do, I will. Wow!
Go get the cat. Go get the dog. Go get changes.
What the hell is going on?
What's up, Trevor? I see.
I'm Trevor. Oh.
But instead of saying like me and you.
Hey, oh, okay. I didn't see the hey hello first. I'm about to say, yeah, I noticed that Trevor. It says right there above, I'm Trevor. Like, but yeah, that's what's up though. What's good with it, big dog? What happened to Bronx, man? You got tired of arguing with me about life?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh yeah, that's dope, man.
Hi.
What up, Bronx? You tired of sushi? Sushi too? You tired of arguing about life, dog? I ain't tripping about it, man. It's all in fun, man.
That's the language we were taught at home.
Everybody everybody can have their own opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's all up to you how you feel.
It's my first language.
Haha, look, baby.
I could never learn it.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
Hold on, and then. No, shiny.
Oh, you can shine that back.
Oh, I don't want my nose to be that shiny.
Like a diamond. Shining blinding like a diamond.
Oh, hold on. Did it go to you?
I think that we are getting.
Oh shit! Yeah, yes it did.
I didn't know what you were talking about until you said that. That's gross. So why are you being gross?
Hold on. Oh, nothing. Just got finished. Got that finishing off. Oh, TMI. Oh, hold on. TMI. No.
These little ones is where the turnaround is going to be.
Okay.
I don't think you're actually sorry. I don't feel like you're actually apologizing.
You're not really apologizing because none of that had to be said for
none
real.
Of it.
Like, so what is it?
What are we doing?
Why?
What are we doing here? Now where are we at? Thanks.
Now we just.
Thanks, Trevor.
In a bad situation, I'm guessing. Like, just.
God damn it.
Jesus. Oh shit.
Oh, it made her shiny. Make her shiny.
You ready to go to sleep? I got an interview. Ah, shit.
Teach him. Teach a man to fish and move to Mars. Is that the name of a book? That sounds like a good book.
And I want people to understand that they'll be able to
Teach a man to fish and move to Mars. Why would you do that? Like, why would your whole shit right there? Why would you do any of that?
It all sounds like a great book. Teach a man to fish, move to Mars by Microwave Puppy.
That is a horrible thing to do. First of all, why would you microwave puppies? That is not cool. Teach a man to fish.
Teach a man
to fish, move to Mars. I don't want to teach nobody how to fish or move to Mars. Honestly, like I think, what did he say? That you teach a man to fish, then.
Oh no! What did he say? Don't teach a man to fish. Fishing's not that hard. He's a grown man. He can figure this out.
He can figure this out on his own damn self. Like, fuck teaching a man how to fish. He's a grown ass man. He should know how to fish. It's not that fucking hard. Like,
you have shit to do with your dad.
Right. Fuck all that shit. That motherfucker funny. Like that nigga's a dickhead. Yeah, I just got a text from I'll be back. Oh, well, then, see, you just wasted your time earlier then, huh? Look at that. Time wasted.
No. Never mind. We're not going to talk about this.
Well, I'm just saying. You should have just waited, I guess. Because that call was coming right around the corner.
Working with speakers to develop the curriculum and materials for the actual presentation of the language.
Watch this.
So that they always feel comfortable with the language.
Thirsty as fuck, I know that fucking much.
Oh, yeah, I've been drinking stuff this whole time. Want me to run and get you a water?
Yeah,
I'll go get you a water, my dear.
there's anything, any juice downstairs?
There's no juice downstairs. They drunk all the juice. I'll be right back.
Okay, yeah. Take some water. Fat cat, look at him, miss. That's a fat
I love you.
cat.
I love you. We're going downstairs.
Probably should try to let that puppy up too if you down there or follow you downstairs.
These were just first grade readers. You know, we didn't have words for modem.
Duke, outside.
Just basic plug-in keyboard. I have to go to the speakers. I say, well, what would you say for this?
Duke, outside. You down there? All right.
Then they describe me, what does it do? I'm like this one, sis.
It's all good though, dog. Go do your thing. Get it with that second round pound, boy. Let him fly. Let him fly like a bird in the sky. Now I'm about to listen to this story about somebody dying or something. Honestly, truly, honest and true, honest and true.
What's up, it's Rob Raz. We're out here at Pacific Beach.
Rob Raz, wobble, 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 talking that shit, bitch. What it do? Man, that other shiny shit, man. I don't like this shit. What's going on with that? Shining like my diamond. Beach. Yeah.
Story format. And you come to the right channel because that's all we do, and we upload 3, 4, even 5 times a week. So if that's of interest to you, please kidnap the like button, cover them in barbecue sauce, and drop them off on the beaches of Nico,
Catch a nigga on the black side.
But in the nuances of the language, so you don't miss anything. My fire is at today's story.
Like shine on a nigga like yo.
I am a Cherokee.
Bling, blow, blow, bling, 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 blow, bling, bling, blow, bling, bling, blow. Diamond shining in the twinkle.
Cherokee is not a Cherokee.
Sparkle look like sprinkles in them. Look at that.
37-year-old Jeff Bush was just getting home from his job as a laborer. He walked through the front door.
Look at that. Cook the game, cooking that. Cricket X.
Or you might hear hunting to do with geese. So you're literally saying, I am a person to do of this place. After a few minutes of small talk with them, he left the kitchen and went to his own bedroom, the same bedroom he had been sleeping in since he was a little kid. He had grown up in his house. He goes into his room and he hops on the bed, turns on the TV, and looks forward to relaxing for the next couple of hours before going to sleep. A couple of hours later, Jeremy comes home from his second job. He actually worked during the day with Jeff at the same company, but had to pick up additional shifts at night because he needed to support his daughter and his wife. And so he comes home and he goes to the front door, and he goes over to Jeff's room, and he knocks on the door, and he opens it up, and he says, hey Jeff, we don't have work tomorrow, I just found out, so feel free to sleep in tomorrow. Jeff was pretty happy about this, and he said, okay, thanks for letting me know. And then Jeremy shut Jeff's door, turned around, and walked out to see his wife and his kid. About an hour later, at 11 p.m., Jeremy, his wife, and his kid on the other side of the house where Jeffrey is, they're laying in bed watching TV, when all of a sudden they hear what sounds like a car smashing into the side of the house. It's extremely loud. Immediately, Jeremy jumps out of his bed and he hears from the other side of the house Jeff yelling out for help. Jeremy runs into the hall, his wife's right behind him, and there's no damage in the hall.
Hey, yo, look, Jeff,
No fire, and they see Jeff's bedroom is still shut, so they run down the hall, they open that door up, and it's dark in his room, and as Jeremy's trying to figure out what he's looking at, his wife reaches behind him and flicks on the switch, and the light from the room illuminates the most bizarre and horrible scene. Jeff, the bedroom, everything, it's all gone, and it's been replaced by this massive sinkhole right in the middle of the room. As Jeff was laying on his bed, apparently the sinkhole had opened up, and when it did, it completely opened up. Jeff fell into it along with everything else in the room, and then it kind of churned on top of him like it opened its mouth, and then squeezed up over him, so that when Jeremy's looking in, it actually looked like a flat layer of dirt.
Oh, Lord. Hey, that shit is beyond me, nigga. Fuck all that. That nigga woke up to his whole section of his house going in the dirt, like what the fuck? Fuck all that shit.
As he's yelling for him to come save him. And so
like, how do you not know that your house is about to do some shit like that? Somebody should be saying something like that when you be buying houses and shit. I'm suing the fuck out of a nigga if that shit happened to me, like nigga, if I wake up to my motherfucking house and a section of my room in a sinkhole, bitch, and you didn't say nothing, oh yeah, I'm on your ass with all kind of lawyers, like
Jeremy's wife calls the police, and Jeremy gets a shovel.
I'ma just be calling lawyers like, hey, this what?
When I came in, the light went on me, and this was
so pretty.
Brother, but eventually Jeff's yelling to stop. He can't see him, and he's just digging, but he knows he's going. When the police arrive, they forcibly remove Jeremy from the hole.
Where the fuck is my thing at?
They pulled him out of the house, they pulled his wife and his kid out, and they evacuated the area, and they had to rope it off because they didn't want anybody to hear it, because they didn't know how big this hole was going to get. They weren't sure if it was going to suddenly open up and engulf, the whole stretch of the street. And so all of Jeff's family was in a lot of horror as they basically did nothing to try to help him. They had to let the sinkhole basically develop before they were able to actually go in there and try to help him. And so if he had been alive, there was just no way they could save him. After several hours, this microphone system that they put on top of the actual sinkhole that would apparently be able to pick up sound if Jeff was making any sound whatsoever, and it wasn't picking up any signs of life, and at this point they determined that he was deceased. But before they could get their audio recorder out of the hole opened up again, got even bigger, and swallowed the recorder into the hole. But despite getting bigger and wider, getting big tools in there to start trying to pull stuff out of it, they could never find Jeff's body, and so the decision was made to leave him wherever he is, somewhere in the sinkhole. And they filled it in with gravel, and then they knocked down the house.
Whoa!
Neighboring houses.
Wow!
So to this day, Jeffrey's body is still somewhere underground in that sinkhole.
Where?
What happened? Did you get shot? Oh yeah, for sure.
Living in a small city in Colorado.
As me, yeah.
He was kind of a free spirit.
Well, me, man, it's all good. It ain't all good, but you know, for the most part, it's doing good. You know,
his father, his name was Mike, and his two sisters.
Niggas still walking and shit. You know, getting around and shit. So I can't be mad.
Josh loved being out in nature and regularly went out walking around the woods by himself. This was not out of the ordinary for him. But that night when he didn't come back, that was by the next day when he had
niggas still walking, still talking, and that is a fact.
So the police launched this massive search, but there's nothing really to go on besides what he told Kate before he left, which was going for a walk. So there wasn't really a good starting point, and so they weren't getting it. As days turned into weeks, turned into months, and no one's heard from him, no one knows what happened to him. Hope was fading.
You was playing on mine? I remember you saying that. You got me a bunch of people.
Oh yeah, I got you. Who was it? I got Mega Man. I got fucking some bitch named Krilla. Sunita, some shit like that. Okay, so thanks, man. I appreciate that, dog. I tried to, man. I definitely tried to. Everything good. You want to see it? You want to see it? Hold on. I don't even know. Actually, you motherfucking Nike joggers and shit so damn tight. I don't know if I can get the motherfucker over the damn leg. I mean, cause it's still swollen a little bit, so I might not be able to.
Keep me a freak to play with a week if I make with the rules and I don't see the street.
Look.
I needed me a nigga off my hands.
Oh shit.
I'll switch the light.
Riding around the floor.
And he said when he went inside, there was no signs of anything unusual. It looked like the same.
It's taking forever to connect. I'm sorry.
He was in there for a couple of minutes, but he didn't see anything. The autopsy revealed Josh had been wedged inside of this chimney for 7 years, meaning as soon as he went missing, he was wedged in the chimney less than a mile from his house. He had no drugs in his system, he had no trauma to his body, so no broken bones or knife marks or gunshot wounds. Initially, authorities said this death was an accident, and what must have happened is Josh Peoples' cabin inside, it was locked, so he
Hey, you see him now. You see him better now, though.
But Chuck Murphy said, no, that's not possible, because I put this really heavy-duty rebar cage on the top of the chimney cap.
Fellas.
Animals and other
Wow.
debris.
You know about that? The hidden crane. You know about that? So yeah, you know what I'm saying? This shit. It's getting back right now. You know. Oh shit. I gotta put some motion and shit on
First
that.
one was there was this big breakfast bar, this wooden breakfast bar that was ripped off the wall inside of the cabin and placed up against the fireplace. And if that wasn't there, you would be able to see the underside of Josh because he was tucked up just underneath where you can see. So that means either Josh ripped it off the wall and put it in front of the chimney before going into the chimney, or he was in the chimney and somebody else broke it off and put it in front. The second big question mark is Josh's body position. His
Take you to the store. Let you buy what you want.
He would have had to go into the chimney head first. And so I don't know about
She
you,
got
but
that
if you were to
ass.
go into a chimney, I would not be leaping head first. It just seems counterintuitive and unnecessarily risky. And the third question mark are Josh's clothes, or lack thereof. He was only wearing a shirt. He didn't have pants or underwear or anything else. Just a thermal shirt. And the clothes he didn't have on were neatly folded and stacked inside the cabin next to the fireplace. Meaning, for this to be an accident, he would have had to gain access to the cabin, take off most of his clothing, fold it up, put it next to the fireplace, pull off the breakfast bar, put it in front of the fireplace, go outside, climb onto the roof, rip off the rebar cage, and then only wearing a t-shirt, go head first down the chimney and get stuck in that. Very few people, including authorities, buy this is truly just an accident, but they're lacking evidence to suggest it's something else. So to this day, it remains an accident. On December 6, 1941, 20-year-old U.S. Navy sailor Clifford Olds met up with a couple of his shipmates at the Monkey Bar for a night out in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. A barmaid took this picture of Cliff all the way on the right with his friends and then offered to sell this back to them, to which they said, that's a rip-off, you can keep it. This would be the last picture of Cliff alive. The next morning, just before 8 a.m., Cliff was back on board his ship, the USS West Virginia. He was starting his fourth day when the Japanese launched a surprise attack on Pearl Harbor. Cliff's ship was a prime target and was quickly hit with 2 bombs, 7 torpedoes, hundreds of people are dying on board, and very quickly his ship is starting to sink. On board a Navy ship, there's all these different conditions the ship is set to depending on what you're doing, whether you're at war or you're just docked in peacetime, and all of these different conditions are very specific instructions. One of those conditions is better known as setting Z. If the captain of the ship rules this out, every single hatch inside of that ship is shut and locked. If your ship is sinking,
Bitches lucky niggas ain't. But all these punches and slides, niggas lucky bitches ain't getting counterfeits these days.
Roll that nigga up.
Yeah, shit. That's the you do in the strip club throwing one thing. I was looking at that bitch like 5,000 on the counterfeits, nigga. I be like, that bitch, that motherfucker lit. I would suggest nobody do that shit. That shit fucked up for real. Somebody not gonna be all fucked up by the end of that one.
I'll pull a new man on a leash.
Fire.
I was playing Smash Brothers.
Oh, this special. This is
She on your ass, huh?
oh shit! Hold on, man.
She must be from Animal Crossing.
Oh hell no! I ain't know what. I hit that bitch before we even got up there to the top level and shit. She got over. Okay.
Fuck you, Isabel.
I ain't never played that before.
Isabel from Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely glad to get around there work because I don't know none of the what's the name moves and shit.
Consider yourself blessed. You got to fuck with the baddest. You know that I can't be kept
It would have been crazy for her if I'd had that nigga Luigi or that little what's the name from
yeah, I ain't never used Rosalind before either. I was just trying to see who she was.
That little dude with the blue fire, and I got one. Dude, that's a red wrestler dude. If I like came out with the Gandalf on their ass, thinking like boo with the sword and shit. Y'all don't know nothing about Gandalf and shit, man. Fuck what y'all talking about. But to be honest, I don't know too much about Gandalf either. I only played with him on Smash Brothers a few times. But if I come out there with the nigga Little Mikey or whatever the fuck that little nigga name, Little Mike, boy, it'd be nuts for niggas. Like that little nigga, Little Mike, come in that be like, boom, nigga, hold on, your ass like gone on the niggas like. I be tearing niggas up with that Little Mike, nigga.
Once upon a time, man, I heard that I was ugly. Came from a bitch who nigga trying to fuck up in my face, bone, ass tight, shack height. Last night, make a nigga act right. I know that's right. Oh, fuck you, dude. The Bentley band. And all you bitches stuck. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's up. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuck. If it's up, then it's stuck.
So all I'm doing is all some of this.
If it's up, then it's stuck. Oh.
That's all I'm doing all summer.
That shit is fucked up. It's the gold one.
Oh, what that remote you want?
I know that. Right? I have to log back in and shit. Goddamn. It's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuck. Oh. I was in a running train. Bang. You see, y'all can see bitches stuck. And all you bitches stuck. If it's up, then it's up. No face, no case.
That rose up. That rose up. The taking identities. That was like I was on the mix. Top 5 cities out there, they're like a porno flick. Hey, it's the 11 of my 9/11.
My black girl with my purple.
Oh.
You can play, but still. This heart of mine, 'cause I'm losing my lover to the arms of another. New York City, please go easy. Tonight. Oh shit. Pac-Man! Oh god.
Got that one.
Yes, I'm catching up. Thanks, babe.
His own E. And there's that B&B.
Small time niggas, we are not those guys. Just cop the ace of spade, nigga, Costco size. Influence the hustlers to go cop those pies. My code dead, I'm about to rock on live.
Pac-Man sucks.
Yeah.
He's a out of here.
God damn it. Oh, Little Mac. I knew I was saying it wrong.
Oh, I thought it was Little Mike. Fuck.
Little Mac. And that nigga Snake, nigga.
Oh, I forgot about Snake.
Oh, shit.
Los Angeles police are investigating the shooting death of rapper Notorious B.I.G., also known as
the pressing part of the song, baby.
Oh, well. I feel like it's gonna take so long for my phone to load.
Fire Lion. Rah, 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 bitch. Rah. That's what it look like to me.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, shit. I didn't know what the fuck that shit was. I ain't not playing it.
Oh, the desire.
Cheating
maybe
bitch.
it's better.
Oh, yeah. You
That's
got
where
to
I'm
jump
from.
fucking retarded, man.
We live forever.
Oh, shit. What the fuck is going on?
Okay, wait from that.
Motherfucker, what the fuck is that? Get the fuck out of here and kick the shit out of this little dumbass. Like,
somebody else from Animal Crossing. You better watch out. He gonna pull out that, he got a net too.
Oh, shit. That was good episode. Woo, I was about to fire kick the fuck out of this dumbass.
He's down in B.
Oh, it's down in B. That's how I do it. I wonder how the fuck I did that shit. Bitch, like you just damn rose. Whap, 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 whap. Fuck both of y'all. Oh, no. Bitch.
You won. You knocked him off twice.
Yeah, they started jamming with their whole ass.
Oh, he a Pokemon?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the cat. That nigga a fire cat.
Incinerator? Hold on. Incineroar. Incineroar? Incineroar? Incineroar.
I think that's what he said. Yeah, just go crazy. Hey, and then he's got to stay with the dope man. And that's the keys with the dope man.
His name is not Gandalf.
What is it? That ain't what that dude's name is? What is it? Ganondorf?
Yeah, something like that.
What was I calling him? Gandalf?
You just call him Gandalf.
Oh, that's somebody for real? That's something. Oh, okay.
You shall not pass.
Who?
That's the guy who says that.
Is he a principal?
No. Stop.
He shall not pass. He shall not pass. That sounds just like my damn principal. Like, he shall not pass. Like, fuck you. Like, punk ass nigga. Yeah, and the principal, he a 4th grade fucking teacher. Fucking elementary school teacher. Yeah, he shall not pass, bitch. I'll fight your damn time, whole ass niggas. Yo, my neck jump right there. Oh, hold on. Yeah, Sonic and shit though. Ooh. That nigga Martin. Ooh. Nigga don't do shows. Got a few hoes. Guys, we'll lose some thoughts.
That wasn't a fair fight at all. Pichu versus Snake. Whoop this little bitty cute ass. That wasn't satisfying at all.
I haven't played with Pichu Pikachu like with fire for real. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I play with him.
Kirby is my favorite. And I especially like being Kirby when I'm fighting Pikachu.
Second to call, so dripping, you know, Gucci sweats in the shorts. Oh shit, hold on. So yeah, he got some moves that niggas gonna floss on. Oh, that nigga pulled a ghost out on your dumb ass. Hold on. Hopping the shit.
Be careful with that.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about right there. That motherfucker right there. Oh shit. Yeah, bitch.
Hey, I'll fight Browser.
Bitch.
So that fire is hot.
Bitch.
Oh, he threw a beehive at you.
Dirty bitch. Oh shit. Bitch, I'm back. What about that? Oh shit, bitch, hold on. What he just did, but oh shit. I did the same shit, like he flew right off the damn thing. What the fuck? How was he supposed to dodge that? That nigga just did the whole shit. And I'm really gonna play me on fucking boards that act like that too. I hate the damn boards.
The kids be playing each other like, pick a normal board.
Yeah, them motherfucking boards is corny. I don't like that shit. Yeah, this too. I got bad enough. I gotta fight his motherfucking ass. I don't motherfucking jump around on the damn thing too.
Oh, found one.
Hey, and everybody really big sword, bitch. My sword is bigger than yours, bitch. Shut up. Bang, bitch. Oh, what? Get the fuck out of here. Oh shit, something coming upon me. Where it go? Bam, bitch, shut up. Hit him with the Kamehameha wave. That's what I keep doing. I keep fucking. What's the name?
Good job, baby.
Ganondorf. Whatever the fuck that is. Oh shit. Space tried to smoke this nigga with the kick and flew off the damn thing. Tried to hit him with the fucking lightning kick real quick.
Alexa, set an alarm for 7:30 a.m.
Alarm set for 7:30 a.m.
Oh, come on,
Real hot girl shit.
Baby, I'm about to get off of here and get in the shower real quick. Yeah, I know. I was just do you want to turn it off or you want me to turn it off? We can turn it off while I'm in the shower, or I can turn it off now.
damn, though. I know I got that before. Motherfucking time.
They gave it to him?
Yo, that's fine. I know I got
Alright,
that before.
see y'all later. I'm thinking about painting this wall red. Match the birds' heads. Then we'll have an accent wall. Or we can paint that corner red. I want to paint something red. Oh, no, I meant this space in here. Cold. Nope. Bye, guys.
Alright, sure.